4 weeks in the year 2 of Kyler Murray to Marvin Harrison Jr. How's that tandem doing? We hear from the Cardinals offensive coordinator, and you're probably going to be pretty upset with what Drew Petzing has to say. Plus, Johnny Venerable, the Cardinals, they're onward and upwards, my friend.
Yes, bad with the offense, good with the new team facility. We're breaking it all down, why it's a monumental day to be a Cardinal fan. PHNX Cardinals starts now. Hey, welcome in. From Studio K, presented by our friends at Circle K. It's the PHNX Cardinals podcast, your premier #1 Arizona Cardinal podcast. Kindly like and subscribe, friends. Leave us a 5-star wherever you get your programming. I, of course, am Johnny Venerable. He is my co-host, Brack, in Studio K. And, of course, we've got sweet baby Noah behind the mic, programming, producing this fine program today. How we living, Bo?
We're living well. I love how people are just firing away their emojis right now in the chat. It's unbelievable. All of our subscribers there utilizing those live emojis, the Johnny Chug emojis, the dubs, the HTLs. We still hold the line here. We haven't abandoned that. Yeah. Mr. Fat Gangster, what's going on? Matt to the power of Joe. Nick. I see you, Steven Jackson, T. Cleary, Han Shot First, who I think I beat in fantasy this weekend.
Nice.
No, I didn't. Actually, I lost. Sorry about that. And then Brian P. with the Kyler celebratory emoji as well. Of course, all this brought to you by your friends over at Bet365. Never ordinary with Bet365 as we turn the page to week 5. What's up on the board on Bet365? Find out and use the promo code PHNX365. Get the deposit of $10 in, place your bet of $5 and get $200 in bonus bets.
Love our friends at Bet365. Love our friends in the chat. Hit that like button. Please consider hitting that join button, becoming a supporter of this fine program. We appreciate everybody. Yeah, they're the real ones since 2025. Again, if you're wondering, how do I get access to these cool emojis? How do I support Johnny, Bo, and Noah grinding every day? Just hit that join button, $5. We appreciate that. I appreciate the transparency of this coaching staff, this offensive coaching staff. Wait a minute. No, I don't, because I get nothing. I get text messages as we're jumping right into this from Brack. And he goes, another banger press conference today from the OC. And listen, I think there are two schools of thought here. You want to remain unified front. I support that with Jonathan Gannon. You want to be positive. And I don't know if anybody saw the post-game presser with Brian Callahan, the coach the Cardinals are going to be facing this weekend. It was very, very hostile. Yeah, with media in Tennessee. So Drew is authentic. Maybe he's being coached overly positive. That's great. On the flip side, the results are not great. And again, you can say that you're close and we got to have consistency. It's September 30th. You're running out of time for that kind of verbiage. We are a quarter into the season, Bo. And Petzing's comments today, we're probably going around the last go around of being able to use a lot of this coach speak before people are really turned off.
Well, in this day and age of social media, people be able to voice their opinion and feel like they're part of the conversation. They feel like they want more accountability. They want it from their sports figures. They want them from their coaches, ownership, execs. And the reality is that's a romantic idea. But at the end of the day, you can ask the questions and whoever the sports figure is going to give you what they want to give you. And in Drew Petzing's case, this is not a strike against him. He's just not going to give you anything in the press conference. He's not going to give you anything to hurt a player or promote a player or give you anything that's going to be part of what he's going to do schematically or his approach to any given week, any given game. It's just people are always in the chat, and I appreciate them. And in my replies saying you have to ask tougher questions, but the reality of the situation is it comes down to, is Drew going to answer those questions? And I think if you've paid attention, Drew's just, it's not that big of a deal to him to how he is perceived in the press conference. He's not going to shoot himself in the foot as far as what his main goal is in helping the Cardinals win football games by trying to send any kind of messaging in front of the microphone week in and week out.
Why do you think that is? Why do you feel like, knowing full well the offense isn't where it's supposed to be, why not be transparent with that? Hey, we ran the ball effectively in the past. It's just not there right now. Here's some insight. Because, I see it in the chat, like his presence with how quickly he gives responses and the coach speak. I think it's getting him into trouble where it feels inauthentic. I don't think he's being inauthentic. I think that's who Drew is. And I think you're going to get authenticity to the max with Gannon and to a lesser extent Rallis, where Drew is very much like, hey, I've been trained to do this. I believe in what we're doing. And again, there's nothing wrong with internal belief, but at some point, just like the offense itself, the messaging has to be that of which this fan base can rally around. And again, maybe that's naive. And Bill Belichick used to go up and just kind of befuddle press conferences, but especially given like the sensitivity, like the tipping scale of how this season could potentially go, and the fact that they have the 28th ranked offense, like people want to know, like, what are you doing to fix it? What changes are you making schematically, right? Why is this such a problem? And we're getting a lot of, the media, you and the Teo Mackies of the world are throwing good questions at him. And it just feels like there's not a process or a plan in place to attack this from a media standpoint from his end, to just say, like, I want to give everybody some clarity, because maybe people have it wrong. Like, if I'm Drew Petzing, like, especially like if my situation is tumultuous at the end of the season, I want to be able to go to everybody now and be like, guys, this is why it's not working. This is what I'm thinking. Right. We're not getting that.
No, I mean, he's Neo in the Matrix. He learned Kung Fu, and he's just, every question, he's just getting coach speak. And it's tiring, right? And you would think, hey, that authenticity, that, just going out there like Dan Campbell and just shooting from the hip,
right,
and just speaking with, passionately and from the heart. You're not going to get that from Drew Petzing. No matter what. Like, it hasn't happened in 3 years. I don't anticipate it happening. Is trying to deep dive that philosophy, that approach. I think it's probably, it just doesn't. He views it as more of a potential of a net negative than anything. Like, he's willing for people to be fired up in the comment sections than to say something negative about his players or other coaches or his scheme. I don't think he views it as a vehicle to, like, get any messaging across to his players. So, like, why would he kind of play that game and step into something that he doesn't necessarily want to do just by appeasing, me or somebody who's asking the question, or the consumer who wants to hear his answer?
Yeah, humanizing himself would go a long way, according to member Steven Jackson. I think so. I think, like, listen, we're at a tipping point with this season, and, like, rarely can you go through underachieving quarters of the season and put it on one player, one unit, one entity. I do think, like, in this instance, like, clearly, and this was and the problem for Drew is this is a continuation of what went poorly last year. The offense is to blame. The offense is to blame for their collapse at the end of last year. Their offense is to blame the fact that they're not 4-0 right now. And, like, this is somebody who, you got a head coaching interview this offseason.
Right.
It's like, what are we missing here? And we have a chart we're gonna showcase here in a second, but, like, the players are the same. Continuity should be there. Like, you look around the NFL, it's like there are coaching staffs that can add a coordinator and it immediately gets better, right? Or worse.
We just saw one.
Right.
We just saw one. We've got 4 games under the bed of a new quarterback and a new play caller in Seattle. And there were splash plays, enough splash plays for them to get out on a short week,
right,
with a victory. It was probably a little closer than they wanted, but what'd you see from Sam Darnold and his number one target, JSN? You saw splash plays and big plays when they needed it.
Yeah.
Third down, 28 seconds on the clock or whatever it is, and he's making a big throw to JSN to put them in the field goal range. It's just like it's already there. It's already clicking for Kubiak and Darnold and JSN. And
took 6 months.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold was acquired in March, and he's beaten the Cardinals on Thursday Night Football with a much more cohesive offensive unit. The hardest part, and that's why this season right now is in a tough spot.
Right.
This is year 3. You're in the third year. These are your players. You handpicked Tip Ryman. You handpicked Michael Wilson. You handpicked Trey Benson. It's like, okay, Drew, we win. And I think, again, this is where you can really, if you're a Cardinal fan, be frustrated. You have a defensive head coach who is overwhelmingly empowered as OC. I think we both would agree with that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say like Gannon doesn't have his fingerprints on the offense. He does, but Gannon's a defensive head coach. So he brought Drew Petzing in here to run his offense. They are drafting personnel. Clearly, look at the 2024 draft for Drew Petzing's offense. So we're sitting here Tuesday, September 30th, and the offense has been bad for almost a calendar year, like bottom third of the NFL. And it's like, how do we not blame you? Like, I see people, I saw somebody in the chat say, it's an unpopular opinion, but if Carson Palmer was here, Nicholas, and I'm not calling you out, Nicholas, I think it's a decent point. Like, if Carson Palmer was running the offense under Petzing, it'd be working to perfection. But you don't have Carson Palmer. You have Kyler Murray, and you have Marvin Harrison Jr., and you have Trey McBride. Make it work with the players that you have. You think Sean McVay, thinks about like, well, if only I had this player. Kyle Shanahan's like, I got Mac Jones this week, but if only I had Peyton Manning. It's like, no. It's like, I'm just going to roll with what I got, and I'm going to win games, and we're not going to look inept. Like, the Cardinals don't know how to do that. Drew doesn't know how to do that, and that's a very difficult aspect for a fan base. It's like, Drew, you pick this scheme. You pick these players. This is your idea. This is your baby. It's 28th in the NFL in year 3. Not good enough.
No, it's not. Let's get to some of the bites here from Drew Petzing's press conference. Let's start just with, I'd asked him about the change because our guy Donnie Pickin' Spreads had noted the uptick in 11 personnel usage where, it's usually not that high, probably, lower half of the league. They go 11 or they go 12, 13 more often than most teams, but they use it 80+% of the time on Thursday Night Football, which was way uncharacteristic. I asked Drew, how'd that develop, and does he anticipate using it going forward?
Great question. Definitely something we, kind of had a feel for going into the game. And I think that when we talk about it in here too, it's every game is going to be so different based on the matchup, based on who we have available in the game. So that was just kind of the plan in that game and kind of how the game played out based on the score and the flow of the game. It may be that way coming up. It may be completely different.
I like him. I don't know what it is. I like him. I don't know. Maybe it was.
Is he complimenting your question? Yeah, it's like Kyler Murray shoots down Bo's question about uniforms, but Drew Petzing loves his question. So it's like, yeah, you're buddies now. I mean, give me your unbiased response to that response.
I mean, it's very stock. It's just very stock. It's just like, well, the opponent's going to dictate that sometimes, and the game plan's going to dictate it other times, and it's just like you have all these variables, which are it's very true. But it's like, as the Cardinals stand today, as we watched it play out on Thursday Night Football, we saw that out of necessity. So I think you can't hide from the fact that you're going to see an uptick in usage of 11 personnel going forward. I don't think they have any option to utilize it more often than not. So I kind of followed up with that. We don't have the clip, but I got almost the same answer, almost verbatim. So it was based on challenges personnel wise, you can't run the football like you did before. Do you anticipate maybe having to pass more? And it was basically the same answer that I got there. So I kept the one clip in there. So it's just, it's.
Why are we making I love that Gannon is trying to prop up his coordinators. And it was a big point of emphasis when JG took over in 2023. Like, they're going to get a day to talk to the media, which not every coach does. Why is Drew talking? Like, if this is what we're going to do, like, why is he?
That was going to be maybe my PSA for today. Is maybe we just take a
pause.
A pause. Maybe we just take a pause until the offense gets back on track, and we can ask him about things he actually wants to answer. And even then, I don't think, like, if Marvin Harrison Jr. goes for 10 catches, 165 yards, and 2 touchdowns, I don't think it's going to sound that much different. It's going to probably be like, well, you know, we liked their game plan, and, you know, we attacked the defense. We took what they gave us, and it ended up being a pretty good day. So, you know, he did talk about Marvin Harrison Jr. facing some adversity in that game, and was impressed how the second-year player came out.
My thing and my message to him was right after the play, like, I'm not treating you different. I'm not calling it different. Like, he's as good a player as there is in this league, in my opinion. And we're going to need him to make big plays. And I said that to him. I looked him right in the eye. I said, look, you know, we're going to be good. You're going to be good. We're going to need you if we're getting back in this game. And I was really excited to see him push through that and go out and make those plays down the stretch and get us back in that game. It was, you know, that's not an easy thing to do. And I thought he showed a ton of resilience throughout that game. And obviously the ability there at the end to make those plays.
That's a good bite. I like that bite by Drew. I hadn't seen that one. That's a good job, Drew. I like that. Prop up your players. Yeah. Tell everybody that you have belief. And then he backed up his actions. Marv had what, 5-6 targets in the second half? He had a lot, and he called all of them. Like, here's the deal. Everybody knows this. Cardinals season is in the toilet if they don't change their offense. That's why they're changing their offense. We said this yesterday. I alluded to it on Twitter over the weekend. Like, Trey Benson is out right now. You're not running 12, 13 personnel, which was already a dumpster this year. You guys need proof of that? Check out this chart. You want gross? We should have a weekly segment called Gross Charts with Johnny and Bo, because I feel like there's one of these every morning. Let's see it, Noah, man. This is the PFF run blocking, charted run blocking and rushing stability. So there's 2 things I want to point out. Number one, the Cardinals are terrible at running the football. They have a 30% success rate. So that's number one. Number 2, can anybody find the star on the screen? And what does that star represent? Not only the Dallas Cowboys, number 1 in the NFL, but who coaches the Dallas Cowboys right now offensively? Everybody's like, oh, Brian Schottenheimer calls plays. I had somebody who's like, Johnny, you don't know what you're talking about. Brian Schottenheimer does everything. Oh, really? Brian Schottenheimer's, this is his doing? This is what the Cardinals look like offensively last year. Clayton Adams took his ball to Dallas. His fingerprints are all over this team. All over it. Javonte Williams. They're missing Tyler Booker. They're missing players. Doesn't matter. I mean, that is, I put it on Twitter this morning. That is the most damning chart maybe thus far this year outside of the usage of wide receivers. That is crazy. You know, the Cardinals know this. It's like, Justin Fry could end up being a really good offensive line coach. He is a huge downgrade right now to Clayton Adams. It is evident. And listen, we've had Justin Fry on the show. I love Ohio State players. I want Justin Fry to succeed. Clayton Adams, is Clayton Adams the best offensive line coach in the NFL? He might be.
I mean, we had a ton of confidence when he was here. We understood it was a big loss, regardless of what we felt like.
I underestimated how big.
Yeah.
I'm putting that out there right now. That is insane.
I don't think anybody ever like anticipates it being that big of it, because the players a position coach, right?
Right.
It's not a top coordinator. And it's a guy that wasn't like, he got a promotion, right? But like the people out there's point, like Schottenheimer is calling the play. So it's like, seems kind of under the radar, right? And it did. It remained under the radar, but now it's a big effing deal for the Arizona Cardinals, because what was once their strength for 2 consecutive seasons, 2 full seasons, is now a liability. It's something that not only are they not productive, they're not middle of the road, they're bottom of the pack. And
they can't do it.
Yeah. So like when there's questions about, you know, ineffectiveness or personnel issues, or do you have to shift how you play call and your offensive philosophy? Like, I don't think I even need an answer from the Cardinals offensive coordinator on that. I think it's just an emphatic yes. Like, I saw people push back on us because of what Drew was saying in the press conference about our show that we had yesterday, that the Cardinals are going to be a throw first team. I just think that that's what it's going to be. That's what it has to be for survival.
Does anybody with a brain think that they're going to line up in 12 personnel, 13 personnel against the Titans this weekend, consistently with Amari DiMercato?
Right.
Are you insane? The season's on the line. It's like the people who just want to be right about it. It's like, guys, we'll put the pieces together. It's like they have no run game already. James and Trey are out. James is out for the year. The offensive line has regressed. Your best attributes offensively, your quarterback's ability to scan the field out of gun and move with his feet. And then Marvin Harrison Jr., much more comfortable with Kyler Murray in the gun. I mean, he's led the show today. Michael Wilson suddenly is a part of the offense. Greg Dortz, like, the run plays need to be from the shotgun. The pass plays obviously need to be from the shotgun too. Here's another thing that,
well,
go ahead.
It's almost like if you become that offense, we did see it help out a little bit with Cliff Kingsbury in the run game, where you don't see as many stack boxes any longer. And it becomes a little bit easier to run the football. But when you are stubborn in it, which used to be a positive, like when you think about the games against like Pittsburgh, or when you're able to just kind of bully teams in the run game, you just don't have that ability anymore. Mm-hmm. It's just like, now it's just like, okay, now it's looking a little foolish. Now you have to find a new way. You have to find a new way to produce points, to move the football, because the old way, it's gone. Like, you've been ripped of that, and it sucks. You lost your O-line coach. You lost your bell cow. Your offensive line is underperforming. But you have on the outside, you've got guys that you believe in, these talented wide receivers, and you got the quarterback with arm talent that can potentially find you a new way, a new path to moving the football and scoring points.
I'm not sitting here and saying that we need to celebrate the fact that they lost James and they can't run the ball now. But here's what I will say. They had the best run game of my adult life last year. Like, watching the Cardinals move people, James Conner, everybody averaged 6 yards per clip on this team. I mean, they were effective. They could run the ball against damn near everybody. They were still middle of the pack in points per game. They were below average throwing the football. Kyler Murray had 17 passing touchdowns going into the finale. Their passing game was still overrated, highly overrated. So it's like, I saw that last year. I saw you had a dominant run game, and it was great. It's like, you won 8 games. Your offense let you down at the end of the year. Now, I know that going into this year, it was like, defense will be better. We have a pass rush. We can take a football away. Let's just, try to level up our passing game just a smidge, but we know we're going to be able to run the ball. That kind of offense has a ceiling, and the Cardinals hit their ceiling last year. Force them to change. You are forced to adjust on the fly. Like, if they embrace this and can scheme it, press the right button schematically, this could be a blessing in disguise in terms of leaning into what Kyler Murray does best, because you know how I feel. Kyler Murray can run the prior offense. It was not suited for his skill set. I see people in the chat saying Kyler Murray's arm's like a noodle arm. Like, no, the offense was neutering everybody. Everybody in the passing game, minus the backs, had a very difficult time. So it's like, it's a passing league. Let's throw the football. Let's throw it around against Tennessee.
Yeah, love to see it. That tandem, though, we still have one more clip from the Cardinals offensive coordinator, Drew Petzing. We'll get to it on the other side here at PHNX Cardinals.
Man, people are fired up today. I'm trying to mellow out. I'm trying to mellow out. You know, I get a Drew presser, and I'm like, I need some Zen Leaf. I need some Zen Leaf dispensary right now. And again, if you're in Phoenix, whether you're gearing up for game day, no Diamondbacks, unfortunately, but sun's right around the corner. Anybody hitting the hardwood? But regardless, do it with our friends at Zen Leaf Dispensary. They're your go-to spot for cannabis, flowers, vapes, edibles, all from brands you trust locally. Source here in Phoenix. It's a great place to swing by the way, before kickoff. For a limited time only, you can use the bonus code ZEN, Z-E-N, PHNX, all one word, ZEN PHNX, for 50% off. That's right, 50% off for listening. You can only use it once, so make sure to stock up on the amazing discount. I don't think it's capped, so go nuts. check out the link in the description below. And again, they've got 8 Valley locations to find your Zen. If you're just dipping your toe into the weed game, I promise you, get an acumen on it, and it's going to be exactly what you need for a limited time only. Again, Zen PHNX for that one-time purchase. Zen Leaf, great weed, great service every time.
Love that. I also love Circle K. Look at that.
What do you got in there?
None of your business. This stays cold longer. It's the Polar Pop. Look at that. Unbelievable. I'm having a sugary soft drink. None of your business.
You deserve it. You deserve it.
Yeah. It's America's Thirst Shop. Also, it's saving you big at the pump, and you can do it for free. Become a member of their free membership program, the Inner Circle. You can save right away 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups, and then you're saving 3 to 5 cents per gallon every fill-up after that. You can reach other echelons like I have 10 cents per gallon. You got 40 cents off per gallon days. It's unbelievable at Circle K. The rewards are endless. 79-cent Polar Pops, 99-cent Frosters. How about 3 for $5 Gatorade 28 ounces? Check out all the deals and the meal deal matrix. You can eat the meals $3, $4, $5. Join the Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply. Participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details.
Big thanks to all of our many sponsors. Again, hit that like button, subscribe to PHNX Sports here on YouTube. I do want to make a quick point before we get back to Drew's presser clips. Like, our fan base, the fan base of this community, super educated. People are sending Bo and I stuff before we can even process. Yeah, it's like, hey, Johnny, hey, Bo, have you seen this stat? Have you seen this metric?
Yeah.
That's a tough aspect for a lot of struggling OCs to deal with. And I guess defensive coordinators, but you're coupling fans now with a product on the field that is not good. You can't sit up consistently and tell us whether you're JG or Drew, we're close. We have, we just got to be more consistent. We're really humming in certain aspects. It's like, no, your offense is bottom 5 in the NFL. We have all this data. We have all this information. You can't run the football, and your big explosives have been down since you got here. That's all available. Anybody with a PFF account, you go to footballanalytics.com, anything. And you just hey, you know who's really good offensively? Not the Cardinals. And here's why. So I it's a production business, but you can fraud it up sometimes and say, hey, look at this. It's like, no. The statistics are damning. And we watch these games with our eyes. The Cardinals are scoring under 20 points per game offensively. It's just a bad combination if you're Drew. The optics of this offense you can't run away from them. They're so bad.
Right. And things need to improve. They just do. And I think they understood that in the offseason. I think they just maybe underestimated, that it was going to take more than just the power of friendship to get it done. It wasn't going to hey, lean in the chemistry, continuity. It's just this is a tough game, man. And organizations are making far bigger, leaps of faith, and it's working out, and some it's not, right? But it's tough to kind of find a footing to stand on or leg to stand on when it's you don't make any moves and you see the product regress on one side of the football. So now it doesn't help. This is going to be the last clip that we play. And it's about the tandem. Probably the biggest factor into the Cardinals offensively take a step forward. It's the connection between Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. In the first half of Thursday night's game can't be overlooked. Now, how it finished, it had us coming away feeling a lot better about it.
Yeah, hopeful.
It was probably the biggest sway of the scales we've experienced, maybe as a fan base, watching where it's what is going on with this? This is broken to, oh, it's not that bad. It's probably a little bit closer than I thought it was. With the way Marvin Harrison Jr.'s performance goes, he has the catch to open up the game. They find an easy, pass and catch for Kyler Marvin Harrison Jr., and then it goes, it implodes. It doesn't just go stagnant, it implodes. It goes, option route, like our guy BG pointed out, and Marv's going one way and Kyler's throwing another. And then there's the stopping of the route by Marvin Harrison Jr. that led to the first pick, and then Marvin Harrison Jr. fumbling the potential catch into a defender's hands for his second pick that I believe turned into points, and him catching 1 of 5 targets in the first half, and really kind of soul searching for himself. What's going on here? And then we see it, it comes alive in the second half, and it kind of the crescendo is the TD catch, and also a big catch that on the game tying drive. But, Deo Mackey's been chasing this down a little bit, and he wanted to know more about that connection. If Drew Petzing was alarmed by it or not. This was the OC's answer.
I mean, and again, I can only speak from my experience, but just coaching wideouts, being in that room, it's something that happens pretty regularly if you look across the league, in my opinion. You're always trying to get people to be on the same page in terms of exactly how we see certain coverages or how we're coming out of routes and things like that. I think that's been a work in progress just about every building I've been in, and I know those two guys are working tirelessly at it, so it's not something I'm overly concerned with.
I don't doubt that they're not working tirelessly at it. I know it was a big issue last year where it was like Kyler would throw the ball one way and Marv was going another. Like the communication or the connection there, it wasn't where it needed to be. To say that's going on in every room or every offense in the league, I think that's where you can kind of lose people. Like that's where you can say like I don't turn on, I don't know, the Broncos and see Bo Nix missing wide receivers like that is consistent amount of times if we've seen the Kyler Marvin Harrison Jr. connection where it just doesn't seem like they're on the same page.
Well, just like look at Marv's draft class, like Rome Odunze and Caleb Williams. Why is Rome Odunze great now? His head coach is an elite play caller, putting him in and Caleb's, a flawed player, but he's getting the football to now his top receiving target. Like hell, before Malik Neighbors went down, like Russell Wilson and he were on the same page, even though Russell Wilson's completely washed. Like this is a problem. And then, like, I do feel like, did Gannon not like allude to it, like either Sunday or Monday, that like they have like a decent amount of like, lack of connections, or he spoke on it to some degree, and he said the opposite of what Drew just said, which again, that's another one of those instances in which, like, I don't care what's happening with other teams. Your team can't complete a forward pass to the 4th overall pick nearly consistent enough. Like, don't talk to me about other teams. Other teams right now are not 28th in the NFL. You're above 4 teams in total offense. You have yet to eclipse 300 yards of total offense this year.
Yeah.
Like it's like when my kids come home and it's like, why didn't you do your homework? Well, Teddy didn't do his homework either. I don't care what he did or what she did at school. I care about you.
Right.
I care about your behavior, your actions.
Yeah. And Teddy's on the honor roll.
That's right. And I'm not Teddy's dad. I'm your dad. Right. Drew, you're ROC. I don't care about fraud Tennessee Titans coming into town this weekend. I don't want to compare myself to them. Have a standard. Be like, we're the Arizona Cardinals. We're going to have excellence from our offense. We're striving for excellence, not, hey, I'm down there in the mud and it's just, this is the NFL. It is not. Look around the league. That's a frustrating clip. And yeah, it got some run on social media.
Oh, did it? People riled up.
Don't look at the comments. Some of the comments in the videos that are being made and shared, listen, to each their own. Does anybody want to see this progression and how it's not progressed in the year of our football Lord 2025? No, man, let's see it. How are Kyler Murray and Marv doing compared to last year? Failure to launch. Every hype offseason TikTok that was made, doesn't matter. This right now is a byproduct of this offense. 15 catches, 243 yards, 16.2 yards per clip, and 4 touchdowns last year through 4 games.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, got to get him more involved. How about this year? How about less involved? Can I interest you in less? 16 catches, 208 yards, 13 yards per clip, 2 tutties. Now, to be fair, the 2024 stats are skewed because Marv destroyed the Rams in week 2 last year in his best NFL performance to date. But it's like, yeah, we're sitting here and it's like, yeah, they'll figure it out. They haven't. It's not figured out. It's gotten worse. You're playing worse teams than you started last year. And we're all watching it. It looks bad. It's not consistent. Thoughts? Hey, Drew, thoughts?
Everybody struggles. Everybody has these struggles across the league.
Joe Montana and Jerry Rice had their struggles.
What an elite graphic. My Lord. Spacesuits. Look at the cactus too. Just attention to detail from our guy.
Noah's an elite graphic maker. He's an elite producer. See, but Noah would never come to me and be like, you know what, I didn't get that graphic done, but you know what, Shane didn't do his graphic either.
Right.
It's a producer thing. He didn't do it. We're all just not doing it. See,
Yeah.
we
have higher standards for Noah than we do for Shane.
Yeah. We know Shane doesn't do his graphics as well as Noah. We get that.
We need there needs to be like the key here is that the second half of Thursday Night Football has to be parlayed into another performance as soon as Sunday. It can't be, well, like we're confident it's just going to organically happen because Kyler's a good football player, Marv's a good football player, and this is me speaking for the organization. We trust our process and our offense that it's just going to happen. Like you need to emphasize it. You have an opportunity to go against one of the worst teams in the league. Like if you have trouble like starting this car, you have to continue to just churn the ignition and jumpstart it. Like you have to do that for this offense to have any chance of competing the rest of the way out. That's what your point was going into the season. After week 1, after week 2, there has to be a sense of urgency to get this connection going.
Well, they have no other avenue outside of 85 and 14. Like the run game is now.
Well, and they were both double-digit targets on Thursday, and that's how it should be.
And they're it's improving.
Yeah, and I think for the first time this season, like the wide receivers had the main target share of the playmakers.
Imagine that. And you scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter against the NFL's best defense. Your run game, Drew, is now a supporting role. It's like best supporting actor, best supporting offensive game plan, run game. But the main star of the show, like it should have been from day one, is your quarterback and his elite skill players. Like Marvin is an elite skill player. He has an elite physical traits. We don't see that ever because he's not confident in himself. We've stripped him of his confidence. Like my opinion on this whole thing, dating back to last year, is that they inserted him into an offense that has stymied his development and stripped him of his confidence. And we saw it crater on Thursday Night Football. I could be wrong. This is my opinion right now, is that if he goes to a different offense that prioritizes receiver play, Marvin would be consistently performing like we expected him to do. If Marvin was with Ben Johnson right now in Chicago, he would be a priority in the offense. Yeah. But here's the good news for Drew. You just outlined it. You get the worst team in the NFL. I don't care if Tennessee's got a couple nice defenders. They're an atrocious organization. And you get a chance to get right before the schedule really picks up. Let it rip at State Farm Stadium this weekend. Give your fans something to cheer about instead of watching 3 quarters of offensive ineptitude. Yeah. Like Kyler Murray knows how to throw the football. Kyler Murray can play in the gun as well as anybody else. You've had 30 plus games of trying to do this. Didn't work. The shtick is done. Pivot. It's over. Leave 12, 13 personnel consistently, on the shelf.
Yeah.
Cardinals will never come out, Bo, and tell you that they're revamping their offense. We need to see a second consecutive week of, 80% of 10, 11 personnel. Yeah. Lean into it. Do it again.
Well, I mean, and people kind of get misconstrued. Like I thought it was, I liked the idea of Kyler under center just because we didn't see it because of the conflict that it creates when you have a strong run game like they did. They don't have that any longer. And then the idea of like the offensive infrastructure, just the overall infrastructure for Kyler Murray, it's still in place to be successful. It's just now it's like, hey, you're not asking him to be hero out there and play hero ball like Cliff asked him to do far too often. It's like the infrastructure there remains. You still have probably a better left tackle and overall offensive line, and your skilled players are deeper because of Trey McBride, because of Marvin Harrison Jr. It's not like, hey, it's Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, go win a football game without an offensive line. And, on the other side of this, you have a deeper defensive team than they ever did, right? You had a couple like star players that would Buda Baker and J.J. Watt that would get hot and help you carry it. But now I think consistently you have a better defensive player. So it's like, hey, he doesn't have to carry the whole team. Like the infrastructure is there, but then empower him to play to his strengths. And I think his strengths would be more conducive out of the shotgun, 11 personnel. And then you have people shut up like Ryan Clark and Stephen A. Smith, who know nothing. They watch maybe a half of Cardinals football on Thursday Night Football, and they think they can have an opinion saying like, well, I think Kyler Murray's time and tenure, it's hit an expiration date in the desert, and the Cardinals, the Cardinals don't deserve him anymore. Like, show him that this is the best that you can offer Kyler Murray. Now just put him in a spot for success.
Kyler needs Drew, who needs JG, who needs Marvin. They all need each other. Get in a foxhole and figure it out. There is zero benefit to staying in 12, 13 personnel. There's zero benefit. You don't have the backs to do it. You don't have the offensive line infrastructure. You don't have the offensive line coach. The last time this offense was elite, it was with your franchise quarterback sitting back there and surveying the field, not under center. Go back to that. And by the way, Ohio State, when Marv was cooking, I mean, they ran gun pretty consistently. Trey McBride's used to it at Colorado State. Like, they looked comfortable, about as comfortable as they could be. We're pretty comfortable here. Hit that like button on a Football Tuesday. Yeah. We're going to be positive. We're going to come back around the corner of our break. The Cardinals, they announced big moves, leaving Tempe for North Phoenix. We'll tell you more about it. It's PHNX. Cardinals making moves, so are we with our friends at Mack Weldon. Mack Weldon hooking you up with, listen, they've got hoodies, shirts, shorts. Their tech linen line combines the charm of classic linen with cool Max technology. Like, if you're like me and you're just like, where do I get grown-up clothes? Like, where do I get clothes that are not just like PHNX or jerseys for Bo? Like, oh, I go to Mack Weldon and I can get 25% off using the bonus code PHNX. It's like, I'm a big boy now. I need big boy clothes. Classic, breathable pieces that feel like you're on vacation, but it's just like great stuff for everyday wear. It's like, oh, I'm going out. I'm going to the hardware store. I'm going to the grocery store. I don't know what to wear. I don't know what to put on. I don't want something that's going to fall apart after I wash it. Mack Weldon clothes are designed to fit your style and the demands of modern life. Breathable clothes that you can feel comfortable in all fall long. Go to MackWeldon.com. 25% off your first order of $125 or more. So it's $25 saving minimum using the bonus code PHNX. That's MackWeldon.com, bonus code PHNX.
It's unbelievable with the temperatures going down here in the Valley of the Sun. It's been a couple beautiful days. With the temperatures lowering, it doesn't mean the sun's going anywhere. You still need to protect those eyes. How about do it with some premium polarized shades from Shady Rays, the price point you're going to love. It's elite frames for not an elite price point. Check them out right now. Whether you're out there adventuring or you're just hanging out, cruising around in your car, you're going to want to wear these Shady Rays. I love mine. I've got multiple pairs, as does Johnny, even though he almost got wiped off the face of the earth by a wave and lost his Shady Rays, that he was able
to skivvies when that happened too.
Yeah, right. I didn't tell us that part of the story. Thank you for withholding that. You were able to replace them so easily at ShadyRays.com. They're durable, they're good looking, and they're not stupidly expensive. Check them out right now and save some money while doing so. Use the code PHNX for 35% off polarized sunglasses at ShadyRays.com. We've teamed up with them to bring you this exclusive offer. That's right. Promo code PHNX for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. Shady Rays and ShadyRays.com. Use the code PHNX.
Hit that like button, subscribe here, become a supporter in the chat. I support this move. Cardinals are making big moves off the field. They're having a tough season right now, but in the grand scheme of things, this franchise, the foothold that they're about to put in the Valley and the desirability of this franchise is going up exponentially. The team announced today they are putting in a new facility, new team headquarters, practice facility, state-of-the-art, 217-acre site, 250,000 square feet, new complex. Unbelievable. So here's what we can tell you. Here's what happened previously. The Cardinals were going to put $100 million into their Tempe location. They were going to do some weight room upgrades. They were going to do what they could, but there was always, Bo, a ceiling because Tempe, where they're located, it's like butts up to other buildings. It butts up to roads. It's like it would be relatively crowded. But the Cardinals were like, we're going to do our best to upgrade this. And then it was kind of crickets for a while after they announced that. And people were cynical. They're like, why aren't shovels in the dirt yet? Why isn't this being done? NFLPA grades, these are terrible. It's because the Cardinals were actively getting this ready because this is 10 times better. As much as, like, I'm sure the upgrades in Tempe would have been nice, this is what a real top-tier NFL franchise does. And again, I'm critical of what's going on day in and day out with their offense. This is a big boy move. Well done, Michael Bidwill.
Absolutely. And I love Tempe. I love the Chandler area where their facility is right now, but them moving to Scottsdale, and it's close to where I think a lot of players and coaches live in Paradise Valley and nicer parts of Scottsdale. This is a premium location for them. And, it's synonymous with when people come into town to visit. Yeah. Ian Keller is saying it's a good investment by Bidwill. I think just overall, it really is. And, people look at this and they say this points back to the report cards and another failing grade actually tumbling down a couple ranking spots from year over year that forced this hand. It's not the case. Like the Arizona Cardinals, this has been something that's been in the works before that they wanted to do, but had so many different things at play, including, the NFL and it's potentially moving to a longer schedule and shifting how they even do their off season and their OTAs and how often you need to be in the facility and when you don't need to be there and when you could actually renovate something like that. The Arizona Cardinals, like last year, like we had a source, like they had plans and they showed them the players and players were excited about them. But they didn't move forward. There's been several different plans, I think, for this new facility, and they finally landed on something I think is the best case for them. And it wasn't a knee-jerk reaction to, the optics of this look like crap. They made sure to make the right move here, and I think this is going to set them up for even, for future success.
Killer Rex is echoing what people in the chat, people on social media are posting. Can we win some games first? And I understand that. However, I think back to when Bo joined the show and where this team was. Their culture was broken. They were charging players for meals. I'm going to be as respectful as I can be. Like the Tempe facility is, let's just call it outdated.
Yeah.
You guys have seen the locker rooms. Players have made their voices heard. Not a good locker room. They have stopped charging players. Jonathan Gannon and Monty Ossenford have instituted a new nutrition plan. They have a new strength and conditioning team. Like all that's new. They've rebuilt their culture overnight. Jonathan Gannon gets A's, NFLPA grades. This was the last big domino and the most expensive one. And you're buying all this acre of land to expand. It's going to be a Cardinal football compound. Think about how this can impact winning. I don't know if your players like being at the facility and it's close to where they live and it's got a top-tier nutritionist and top-tier athletic staff and you've got multiple practice fields, the team's going to be better.
Right.
Like it's not everything. Like the Bengals went to the Super Bowl. They didn't have an indoor practice facility, but this is them leveling up as a franchise. So again, we're all pissed off about the last 2 weeks. Let's contextualize it from the standpoint of this had to be done. They could have easily slapped a coat of paint on Tempe and said, look, it's all fine and good. There was a ceiling with that. And then Bo and I, something we talked about in our VOD from earlier today, the Tempe facility could not sustain an 18-game NFL season. The Cardinals are going to potentially be, with the rest of the NFL, playing 18 games coming up soon. Okay, that's happening. They're going to get rid of one or multiple preseason games. They're going to go on an 18 games schedule. They're going to have practices in June. They're going to have OTAs. They're going to have mini camp that go into the summer. That is not feasible at the Tempe location. This is going to be a state-of-the-art facility. I don't know what they're going to do in the interim if it starts before. This facility is going to be catered 365 days a year, Cardinal football. Yep. And that is and Tempe cannot support that. This is a home run move. And again, people like locker rooms, upgrades, free agents, you're getting all of that. So yes, you need a little bit of patience, but like Bidwill owns the land now. Like this is happening. He bought the land. He won an auction for it. They're going to put shovels into the ground. You can bang on the Cardinals for a ton of stuff. This is a win. Unequivocally, this is a win.
And it pushes back on the narrative of that Bidwill is cheap and he doesn't want to invest in it, and all those played out things that are I think false.
Having a great year.
He's having a good year. He is.
Rivalry jerseys, state flag.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they spent money in free agency. He's having a really great year.
Yeah, so 30 of the 217-acre property is going to be just this football mecca, where in Tempe, you were confined to 14 acres relative to running a football facility. It's just, this is finally going to be, and you're going to bring guys in.
Yeah. And
like, remember when we were on Sean Payton watch, and Cam Cox and 12 News were out there, and they got a glimpse of Sean Payton exiting the facility in Tempe, and it looked like there was like boxes and like wood crates all over the place. It looked like he was leaving a shipping yard instead of an actual NFL facility. Like this, you're gonna it's gonna be like, oh, this is where you're gonna come to train. This is where you're gonna come to practice. This is where you're home away from home. Oh, and also, like, down the street, you're going to have the best resorts in the world. Like, some of the best resorts in the world are around this community as well. It's just like, it's going to help recruiting, whether you want to admit it or not.
It's a huge win. It's happening. They're doing it. Like, Jonathan Gannon and Monty Ossenford, the impact that they have had on Michael Bidwill for the positive. It's why we're not sitting here calling for Jonathan Gannon to be fired. Like, Gannon
and Ossenfort are the reason that they outgrew the other facility. Like,
correct. They're like, this, you can't operate it as an NFL franchise.
You get a bad GM, you get a bad head coach where his whole life isn't, you pour it into this, and this is our headquarters where you do so. Like, we've had coaches like that where it's just like, punch the clock, get out, and get on with your life. That's not this team. Eats, sleeps, dreams football, and like they needed that. They needed a facility to match that type of energy. And finally, in 2028, God, I hope they get enough wins to get there. Because
that's the saddest part of this. Jonathan Gannon and Monty Ossenford, their fingerprints are all over this. They're trailblazers with this. Are they going to get there? I got to start winning games against good teams.
Got to win football games.
Jonathan Gannon and Monty Ossenford aren't being fired.
Yeah.
But, like, they need contract extensions to get to 2028. You got to make it to the playoffs. I get it. This is a home run. Congratulations to Cardinal fans. Your franchise has leveled up. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be, Bo, as you put it, it's a mecca for Cardinal football.
Yeah.
Like, I remember real quick, because I know we got to go to break. When I moved to Phoenix, and I was here, my parents helped me, my wife and I move, and my dad and I just like went and drove by, because I had seen photos growing up in Illinois of like the Cardinal facility. Remember like Ken Whisenhunt and Peyton Manning walking around together. I'm like, oh, that's the Cardinals facility. And so I was like, oh, let me go and look in Tempe, like where the Cardinals operate. And it's just, I was taken back. I'm like, this is where it goes down.
It's on the corner. Yeah. It's just like,
it's like tucked away. Right. I'm like, this is where they train. So
we're out there on the practice field. We got people that drive by, just honk. Honk, honk, go Cards. It's just right there off Warner.
Listen, doesn't matter how long it took, as long as Michael Bidwill got here. Congratulations to him and the Cardinals. This is a big time move. We're making moves. Your super chats, questions, and more. It's PHNX. Everybody hit that like button. So fired up here for the new facility. Fired up. Speaking of spending money, do it responsibly with friends at Desert Financial Credit Union. I don't know if they can give out a $136 million loan, but they can take care of you with checkings accounts, savings accounts, mortgages, some kind of loans. Depends what you apply for. Credit cards, investment options, and more. Plus, if you're an Arizona sports fan, there's no better place to do your banking than Desert Financial Credit Union. They've got a team of financial experts who are committed to their members and the community by offering financial solutions that make lives better and help you achieve your financial goals and dreams. Join the credit union that is committed to giving back to the community and sharing success with your members. Open up a free checking account online, get $200 in bonuses. Again, desertfinancial.com/$200. $200 is in your account. Let's go.
I love that. Abrupt stop, but so full of excitement. I'm always full of excitement at Rally House because I can get in there and just up my game day vibe when I'm looking for a new Cardinals hat, maybe a jersey, maybe a jacket, maybe, I don't know, some shoes, socks, coolers. They got everything. Drinkware. Shop locations of Rally House, Tempe, Mesa, Glendale today. And it doesn't just stop at Cardinals, but it does go all your Valley sports teams that you know and love. How about the Suns, the D-backs, Arizona State, University of Arizona, GCU, Merck? They're headed to the finals. Why not rep your favorite team from Rally House? Guaranteed to find something new, unique, and matches your game day vibe. Find your local Rally House location. Shop their entire product assortment online at rallyhouse.com today. That's rallyhouse.com today. We're going to be out at the Glendale location. Live show. That's right. You're going to get to see Johnny yell live into a microphone right in front of you, like 2 feet from your face. Come join us. Hang out at Rally House and grab the vibes and grab some great, of course, Cardinals gear and more at Rally House this Friday, October 3rd, 4:30. Don't miss it.
Big thanks to all of our friends, all of our partners, and yeah, come hang out. Bo and I are going to be hanging on 95th Avenue by the Westgate. I'm hoping to leave with a new rivalry jersey. Gifted. Maybe I can swindle a deal, free 99. But regardless, rivalry jerseys are aces.
I'm gonna tell them to watch you the entire time. Hey, watch the guy over there with the fresh haircut. Yeah.
We appreciate everybody in the chat. We appreciate all of our new members. We're gonna get to them, but first, let's get to these super chats.
Hold on. One piece of business we got to get to. Our guy Donnie Druin was doing some sleuthing today.
Ooh, sleuth.
Hit the NFL transaction wire. Looks like the Arizona Cardinals are ridding themselves of Boydo from his contract. They terminated it, but then they brought in how many running backs? 4 running backs to work out. So just the signing of Michael Carter to the active roster, and then, of course, Dearness Johnson to the practice squad. They're not done there. They've got Israel Abanikonda from Pittsburgh, who we liked in the pre-draft process. If you remember, he was drafted by the Jets. Jamar Jefferson, Montrell Johnson, and Michael Wiley, who I believe is a University of Arizona alum. They brought them all in for workouts, so they continue to do that.
The Trey Benson injury is like a multiple week thing. Like that, they're working out backs. Bam Knight's on the roster. They signed Michael Carter. Like, that's what I've heard, and then that's what these workouts are issuing. Like I don't know if they're going to put him on IR or not. I would assume that would have already happened, but like the injury to Trey Benson is not one where like he's just going to like play this weekend. So really unfortunate. The Cardinals are opting to keep it under wraps. Like for fantasy enthusiasts, Michael Carter probably reassumes his role as like the third down. I would just DeMarcado is going to start for the Cardinals this weekend. So we'll see if it's a lingering thing. Like if the Cardinals get their act together, maybe they trade for a back at the deadline. There's always backs available. Really just depends on how quickly Trey Benson can get back. But I mean, like when Garrett Williams got hurt, they like put him on IR. Like, and they said, okay, IR designated return. Like they didn't put him on IR. So we'll see that now you can retroactively put a player on IR. So
I think tomorrow morning is going to be a big day.
Yeah, we will know definitively like the timeline. But yeah, that's where we're at with that. And again, leans harder into they need to change their offense. I like Trey Benson. I thought he played relatively well, and I thought he looked good catching the football against the Seahawks. But like he doesn't like he's not James, and he doesn't like wow me.
Right.
Like, so I don't know if this is going to sound disrespectful. Like, what's the drop off between Trey and DeMarcado? In your opinion? I think they're pretty comparable players.
I mean, you see it all the time in the NFL, right? Where you're able to weather the storm at the running back position. I think maybe the home run hitting options, but you've seen Amari bust off some big runs. No doubt about it.
He's a gem of a find. We're going into overtime. I see the scat love in the chat. I love it. I'm not allowed to bring it up though, because Bo gets upset. So we'll move.
What's that?
The scat love.
Oh, yeah.
I mean listen, did I think that they were going to lose their top 2 backs and we were sitting here? No, but like in hindsight, should they have taken Cam Scatterbo? Of course they should have. He's been, I see people breaking down Scatterby tape, and it's like Jackson Dart's QB draw. Did you see this play?
Yeah.
Scatterby's like filling in the hole, blocking a linebacker downfield, like to spring Jackson Dart. Like,
what a football player.
He just does all the things right.
Oh, man. You want 53 of them, don't you?
You do.
Just 53 scats. Sign me up. Guys, just
missed opportunity for sure.
Yeah, you could have had an RB3 that turned into an RB1 because it's 100% injury risk right now in the NFL.
I'm telling you right now.
You know that.
Scat would have taken that job, never given it back. Big Red 6, $5. Undefeated in the Die Hard Fantasy League, but I tanked the rest of the season if the Cards would figure out how to run an NFL offense in exchange. I'm always of that mindset. It's like I would lose every bet that I make if the Cardinals can just win. And usually it's just like I lose everything. Cardinals lose. Most of the time I leave like Healer or our office and I've lost all my fantasy games, all my bets, and the Cardinals will lose on top of it.
Yeah. 300 plus people watching this show. Thank you so much. Drop a like. Please do so. Subscribe to PHNX Sports. Let's keep it going here. Tanner Hornsby, are you willing to sacrifice like our guy Big Red 6? Let's see. Using variables as an excuse every week is why this team has zero identity offensively. Don't care at this point. Pick one and live and die by it.
Like, what do they do well offensively?
Like that answer. Because like you can't run to live right now. You just don't. You don't have the personnel.
Like, would anybody feel good if they lined up in 12, 13 personnel with DeMercado and like they ran for a bunch of yards and DeMercado had a big day? Like, no one in this fan base would be like, problem solved. We got it. It's like, no, the Titans are terrible against the run.
Yeah.
This has a shelf life. Like, show us something. Show us that you.
Do I think Amari can have a good game? Absolutely.
Yeah.
You just can't be the vocal point. If Amari DeMercado is your vocal point of your offense, it can't happen.
You're telling me you don't want an undrafted back to be the focal point of your offense over Trey, Kyler, and Marv? It's a weird choice. Osmar, 102. They tried to be like the Eagles. They did. Wide receivers are frustrated, run first, but we don't have Barkley or an elite O-line. Could JG be influencing more than we think? I think all of that's true. I think Gannon has a ton of influence. It's his team. But here's what I'll tell you, Osmar. This is a perfect comp. And I would also add, Jalen Hurts is the best running quarterback, power running quarterback in the history of the NFL. He's a unicorn. He's the strongest quarterback in the history of the NFL. The tush push, what he can do with his legs. Kyler is not that. Kyler is undersized. You're like, it's like that. That is the Eagles offense. Jalen Hurts' ability to run and the tush push. And the Cardinals are like, yeah, let's emulate that, but we're going to remove the QB part of it, but we want everything else. You're taking all the worst stuff. None of that stuff works. It's like you're taking all the branches, but the tree is Jalen Hurts. It's such ass backwards offensive philosophy. It's like, yeah, if we had Jalen Hurts who could just ram it like on short yardage, Cardinals are an atrocious short yardage team. It's so bad.
Keeping it going here, $9.99. We've got our guy, Cards Truth Teller, $9.99. I want to see. Let's read some truth here. They did so much work getting the defense right, which was great.
Yeah.
But there should have been some other investments and at least one more good receiver.
I think I was like team investments like a week or two ago. Now I'm just like, this Marv can't get it going. Trey hasn't had the start that we want. Michael's not involved. It's like, there were people texting me last night. It's like, well, we can't get Tyreek Hill now. Like, what would Drew Petzing do with Tyreek Hill? It's like, well, first of all, the Cardinals would never make that move. The biggest loss this offseason was Clayton Adams, and it's had a ripple effect. Make it work with the personnel you have. Monty Ossenford told Drew and JG that. It's like, hey, the personnel is good. They're homegrown. You guys wanted these players. Make it work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like T. Higgins with, Jake Browning can't get the football. They look terrible. It's like you could bring in receivers and get nothing. Keenan Allen wouldn't be doing what he's doing here. Like,
right. Exactly right.
It's a byproduct. They have a terrible scheme. The scheme is holding everybody back. Will they change it? We're going to find out.
We got some new supporters. Well, one of us. How about Erica Day? This is, of course, great host of our Mercury show.
They're winners.
Acknowledging. Yeah, absolutely. Erica, welcome. How about Evan? Evan B. Evan Boudreau. Thanks for joining the squad.
We need Drew Petzing to emulate your avatar right there. We need Drew Petzing to go to the dark side, Anakin style, and just say, you know what? I'm put my quarterback in the gun. We're just gonna see what happens.
I'm always confused. I can never like you like that Star Wars right there. Right?
I appreciate the prequels for the storytelling. I don't like all the CGI. I don't like how like digital it looks, but George Lucas, I mean, they're good stories. The scripts were bad. Like the dialogue was bad.
So I'm painfully bored.
I do not like the sequel trilogy at all.
Okay, there we go. That was quick. That was what I was looking for. But yeah, awesome show today. Bigger show tomorrow because we're going to be out there at the facility, the old facility for now, current facility, where Kyler Murray is going to talk. Jonathan Gannon is going to give us some crucial updates, potentially as far as this roster goes. Still think that there's a chance. I don't want to be, somebody selling false hope, but we'll see about these windows. I don't think the door's closed. But the actual week of practice begins tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll get the sights and sounds, maybe a better roll call, and then we'll have all of it for you here at 4:30. It's going to be an epic day. How about what is it? Yataj
Vegan, $2.
Yeah.
Genuinely think Greg Dortch is the key to the offense. He's got yak ability, and that's an area where the rest of your receiving core outside of Trey struggles. I love Greg underneath. Let him make some plays with his legs after the catch. Like suddenly it's like, oh, Greg can play. Oh, Michael can make one-handed catches. It's just be surprised, like when you allow receivers to get into a rhythm and they know that the ball is going to come their way. It's like they play with confidence. So the season's not lost. You're a good offensive performance with the passing game revitalized against Tennessee from being like, we're effing back.
Right.
If they come out and Kyler Murray throws for a couple touchdowns and they air it out, it's just like they can build off of that. The opposite is an unmitigated disaster horror show. So we'll see.
I think like if you got the passing attack operating at like this, where people still want the downfield, the explosives, and all those things, like that seems like that'd be a pipe dream. But if you're getting it where you're getting Dortch underneath and you're utilizing these skill sets, you get Marv, 15, 17, 20 plus yard chunks, and Michael Wilson's making, plays for him. Like, I'll take that at this point. And Trey, of course, being Trey.
It's going to be so damn. It's like, I want it to work. And if it works, it's going to be great. But it's also going to be so damning because you guys should have been doing this 18 months ago. So,
and this team coming in is so bad.
Yeah. I mean,
so bad.
You talk about like the coaching like matters in the NFL, and the Cardinals are having a tough time with it offensively. Like, imagine if your head coach just was in over his skis and just could not get.
He gave up play calling like 2 weeks ago. Like, this team is an absolute dumpster fire. There's like 2, 3, maybe 4 or 5 each and every year. Like this one, you have no reason for this game to be close.
There's one reason why it might be. We know what it is.
Hey.
Hit that like button. Subscribe. Big thanks to everybody. Banner show. Brian Baldinger stops by tomorrow, and he's going to have some takes. We know he's got takes with regard to MHJ and K1. So we're looking forward to that. Again, hit that subscribe button. Become a supporter. For Noah Bo, I'm Johnny Venerable. We'll see you on Wednesday. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.